Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Chanel has just showcased their Fall-Winter 2025 Pret-à-Porter collection in Gale, Paris. And we have already reviewed the runway, all the fashion looks, but let's take a close-up look at the close-ups of the collection, accessories, highlights, the good, the bad, and the ugly, if you know what I mean. Like there's some good stuff and then there's some stuff. But first, subscribe to my channel. Let's get to 100K. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thumb up the video. And everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's a legend, just my opinion. These are photos taken from the Chanel website. Hence, us reviewing them falls under fair use. All right, let's get to the first one. And I want to hear your thoughts. Now, I am filming this video in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream several times a week on my channel. Subscribe and join the live chats so you get to partake in the live conversation, and I'm going to read some of the chats now. So first I want to showcase the close-up of this northwest or northeast bag with a tiny little munchkin bag attached to it. These are two separate bags. You can buy them separately. I noticed already there on the corner the chain with the intertwined leather poking through. So I believe this little clutch with a handle also has a non-detachable chain. I don't know why Chanel does this. I hate when they do that. Because if you want to hold it by the handle, you're going to have to stuff the chain inside of the bag. That chain is going to take up half of the space of the bag inside. Plus, it's going to possibly dent, scratch whatever material is inside of the bag because it's a metal chain. It's so stupid. Corey Emerson says, I'm sort of over East-West bags. Yeah, I mean, if it had a detachable chain, I would kind of be all for it because I do love this tweed. The little teeny tiny one we've seen before. Now I'm going to showcase to you more of these round ones. This is a more egg-shaped, well, it's kind of an elliptical shaped baglet, like an egg. And you know, you get to choose. With the price of eggs these days, this one's probably going to cost as much as an egg. So what are you going to do? You're going to buy an egg, or you're going to buy an egg-shaped Chanel baglet to keep your egg inside of it, maybe, because it is the shape of a tiny quail egg. So maybe you can purchase, because chicken eggs are hard to find these days and are very expensive. Maybe you can carry your quail egg inside of this little tiny munchkin bag, and then you have your quail. Look, hard-boiled quail egg. And then you carry it around because you are a skinny legend. And then you go, to lunch with your besties. You sit at your table and you open your little tiny baglet. You take your little tiny quail egg and you break it and you peel it. And then you eat it and that's your lunch. And then you stay skinny, carb-free. So there you go. Quail egg bougie for a bougie bag. There you go. Gloria says, it's a bag to carry your chain. Yeah, this is the bag to carry the chain. Sid says, or a Subway sandwich, Cecilia. Oh, useless shape unless you need to carry a flute. Oh, okay, so this is for a flute or a Subway sandwich. I love to say sandwich, S-A-M-M-I-C-H instead of sandwich. And this is for the quail egg. Bougie. And of course we keep it delicate pink, darling. Pastel, darling. Pastel, delicate pink. Moving on to bag number 2, or accessory number 2. Okay. This is the 31 Roucambon bag. This one has been in production like in the 90s, then it went away, then it came back again. In 2017, it had a big resurgence, and then it was gone again, then it came back again. And here it is in the smallest shape I've ever seen. Okay? And guess what? This one also has a chain. And the chain is inside of the bag, meaning if the chain is stuffed in the bag, really there's no space for anything in this bag. So this is ridiculous. But I'm showing it to you because, like, they either made them so small as a gimmick. No, Sid, not even a credit card would fit in this. I think this is too small even for credit cards. But what I am thinking is two things. Either Chanel is doing this because they're like, okay, hold on a minute. Our bags are way too expensive at this point. So this is our aspirational entry level price category because regular size bags start at like $5,000, $4,000 and upwards. So like, let's charge, you know, 5,000 for the big one and 3,000 for the little one. You know, Chanel is crazy, allegedly. Everything I say in this video is for entertainment purposes only, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's alleged and just my opinion. So, in my opinion, allegedly they're crazy. Whoever is deciding their prices, and they're thinking to themselves, "Yeah, 3,000 euro. Oh, cheap, très cheap. Maybe we should charge 3,500 euro." Because Chanel is extraordinary. We do not sell baglets or baguettes under 3,000 euro. So I don't know. Sid says, I wonder how Coco Chanel would feel about this. She would not feel anything. She would be so, I mean, what? Girl. So to me, it's like they made them so small as a gimmick, but also to say like, yeah, you want one of our bags? Now you can get it at an affordable price. I don't think this is going to cost under $3,000, you guys. I don't know. 3,000. I don't see this being 2,000. I think they're going to charge more. So if they're thinking that this is their entry level aspirational price ticket, might I remind you, dear Chanel, that there was a time when your actual timeless classic double flap or 255 used to cost $3,000. And now you want that amount of money for a joke. No. No. Kelly Carrick says, I can fit a lifesaver in that. And broken dreams. I always say the tiny munchkin bags, they always fit broken dreams. After all is said and done, and I love a tiny bag. Don't get me wrong. I love munchkin bags. I have a few myself. But there's a price limit. You know, after a certain price point, I'm like, no, we're done here. Thank you. Moving on. Okay, let's talk about these shoes for a second because I am kind of obsessed with these. And I've seen they also have a pink version, like a powder dust antique rose version, which I'm obsessed with. I love that silky vibe and the two-tone, you know, it's your classic two-tone sling pump, right? I'm not a big fan of the naked, you know, heel. I wish they were completely closed, but then I would wear them with a sock. I would trash these, and I think they would look really cool. Something about them is giving me I am in denial about the world falling apart around me, and I am just waking up in my boudoir, darling, and I'm putting on these shoelets just to walk from the bed to the bathroom and pee. And that's the vibe they're giving me, and I really want one pair. I want a pair. I love them. I love them. Maria says Pompadour vibes. Yes, it's very decadent, very Louis XIV. I love this, and it looks also very animalic and organic. This beautiful frizzy satin or silk vibe almost looks like feathers. It almost looks like it's featherly. Love it. There's something about them. And you know what it is? It's this little pull string back that's almost like a scrunchy vibe. That's what makes it look very homey. Like, yeah, let me take me to the bathroom and back, you know, very house slippalettes. Slippalettes with little heels and a little double C. Cute. Cute. Not gonna lie. These are, you know, we'll go. But yeah, yes, Diva on a budget. Yes, you better walk to that bidet, handsome. Yeah, it's the bidet slippelet. The degradé bidet slippelet. So there you go. So this is leather and silk and gros grand. So the tip is in black gros grand. Then we have a little bit of silk here or satin. And then the heel probably has a bit of leather. And the bottom sole is leather. Yeah, Naked Eye says, I like a hair scrunchie thing. Yeah, kind of cute. There you go. So this is I would like a pair if I ever find a size 42, which is the biggest size they make, by the way. 42, and then width, the bigger width, which is C. I think B is the more narrow width and C is the bigger width. Okay, next pitch. The next one. Okay, that's a teeny tiny. So we had the quail bag, and then this is this is round. So we had that elliptical little baglet, and then we have the round baglet. Chanel has done these round baglets in the past, just a couple of years ago, and they've done them bigger like this. And there was a particular purple one. It was a beautiful shade of purple. I've had it. I photographed. I mean, I didn't have it personally. I've had it in my hands when I was at the Chanel boutique, and I took pictures. I even posted it to my Dacob CC, all spelled together, Instagram account. Go check me out there for all special photos on my obsession with Chanel. All photos by me, by the way. Anyway, there's that teeny tiny chain, kind of cutesy. This doesn't even fit a golfing ball, you guys. No, this is, I mean, I don't know. What could it, nothing, nothing, nothing. Not even broken dreams at this point, because nothing. Gloria says, I'd wear that on my wrist. I mean, if you're particularly chunky, you can wear this as a ring. Okay? The chain goes around your finger. There you go. Very bougie, you know, and you could put it on your labubu. Where's my labubu? Hold on. Ah, can put it on my little labubu on the king. So maybe the labubu can wear it. Put it on the labubu or something. Look, labubu. Yeah. Yeah, you want it? Yeah, you do. Yeah, I know you do. Ooh. Giddy, giddy, giddy. Okay. Okay, girl. Bye. Next. Okay, so I just wanted to showcase this one because, oh yeah, Sid, the little baglet for antidepressants. Yeah, for little pellets. You know how Chanel every couple of years makes their little rectangular mini with pearls? This time around, when I zoom into this one, it is basically black sequins everywhere. And then they do the white pearls. And usually they go viral. People want them. They used to cost way less than they do now. My problem with these is the distribution of the pearls. I really don't like it. And I'm saying this because of the part of the bag here at the edges always. It's where they kind of stop adding the pearls because they don't want the pearl to be folded in, or they don't want the stitch to break. And then you end up with this separation where you have quite a bit of that blackness. And that looks so cheap to me. That really looks so cheap to me. That gap edge is thick, says Kat. Yeah. And you have it here as well, and then you have it down here. They've made it a little bit better there at this kind of turn lock point, although here I would still add another pearl there. But this is okay-ish. But this, no. Too much of a gap, and it just makes it look cheap for me. Don't like it. But this is this year's version for fall winter 25 of their pearl bag. That there used to be a time when, you know, Chanel bags and the minis used to have their moments of like, oh, this is this year's mermaid bag, or the unicorn. They would call it the unicorn bag during the lockdown years. Now there's no such thing as a unicorn bag anymore. Those times have long gone. Anyway, moving on to the next. So this is a no for me. Definite no. It's going to be super overpriced and super expensive. Okay, three things I want to showcase here. This ugly ass vanity bag. I hate when they do these little zippolets around the thing, because this is one size, that lid is smaller, and then you have this kind of bump inwards with the zipper. And you know they're going to stitch this all wonky. We've been there before, Chanel. Learn from your mistakes. This is a travesty. And probably they're going to have really thick-ass glazing around the lid of that. I can't. Now, the bracelet looks cheap to me. The necklace looks fabulous. I really want one of these huge necklaces. Labubu, wouldn't you love it? Huh? Yeah. You wanna you wanna snatch it. It's just a picture. It's just a picture. you can't have it just yet. But so I can tell you so much so far that usually Chanel necklaces come in 3 sizes. Like for example, this one, this is the small one, almost choker size. Then they had this one also like mid-length, and then there's a long length, like a sautoir. They did the same with these. So for fall winter 25, they did this oversized, gigantic Chanel necklaces, like zoomed in. Louis Vuitton did it a couple of years ago. Moschino did it for their Barbie collection in 2015. This is nothing new, but it is new for Chanel. Now, here's the thing. On the runway, I have seen these in 3 sizes. The shorter one, the longer one that ends round about here, and then the extra long one that goes up to here. She's moving and it's kind of swinging, so it looks like it's shorter than it is. But so this one comes in like 3 sizes. And I'm thinking for my live streams, because you don't really see me full body, I would love to have this as the shorter version, so it's on camera. But these are glass beads and glass pearls and metal, and so it's kind of like a zoomed in version of their classic necklaces. And their classic necklaces are already like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. What are they going to charge for this? $10,000? $5,000? Like, I don't know. But I think it's going to be impossible. And also, let me show you. Hold on. Let me put Labubu down. So this necklace came in this box, okay? And what box is this one going to come in? Like, this box for this tiny necklace. How huge will the box, like, you know what I mean? Like, what are they going to do? Like, what sort of box? It's going to be, it's going to be ginormous. And it's going to cost a couple thousand, like $5,000 to $10,000, I believe. I don't think this is going to cost any less. What do you guys think? But I love it. The bracelet looks cheap to me, to be honest with you. This I don't really like. This travesty, and they made them in different colors. My favorite one is with the red glass beads. There's like a rosy version, a transparent version, and then there's this gorgeous Renaissance ruby blood pigeon red, which I love. There you go. There you go. Corey says, 10K for glass? No. I'll take real pearls for 400, please. Oh, man. Kelly says, it's not worth it. 6,000. Well, did anybody get any reply from their sales associates about pricing? Let me check. I didn't. My sales associate ignored me. I sent a message yesterday with pictures. I'm like, look, number this, look, number that, look, number that. How much is this, this, and this? I got no answer yet. Moving on to the next picture. Look how beautiful that red ruby color glass is when it kind of lets the light through from the right angle. Oh, I just love that color of red. It's the red for me. Like, honestly, I would be happy if they just sold me one ball. Just the one red ball I would be happy with, just to hold it and look at it all day long. Would be enough for me. Like, I don't need the full necklace. I just want one of those just one of the glass balls. And then we have another East-West bag, this time in patent leather. No, this looks cheap to me. I'm not a big fan of those shiny leather baglets like this with the metallics. The metallic shiny ones. Oof. Kat says, finally a bag for my Costco hot dog. That looks a little bit cheapish. Next picture. This is what I was saying. Now, here they twirled the necklace around the neck once. Love the earring, although nothing new. We've seen these in the 80s and 90s, slightly differently constructed, but this is a very vintage-looking 80s earring, which I adore. This is very Vivienne Westwood, the shirt. This type of scribble, scrabble, done by hand vibe. Vivienne was a master at doing this, even the same colorway that she would do, but we digress. You see here, you can see that this is glass. It's not a perfectly round pearl. It has those little waves here as well. Here as well. Living. living. No, this is not knitwear. This is just jersey printed. Uh, oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, these little glass red ones to die for. Earring also cute. So I believe this is not a choker. This is this necklace just rounded around the neck once, but there is a slightly longer version of this that ends here, this length, and then the other two. Like usually they do all their necklaces in those three sizes. The double C comes as well. I mean, they always have, even here on this little tiny choker-ish necklace, they always have that double C somewhere. This looks like hammered metal. You know, it's like a hammered, very Goussons. Very Goussons. Now, I don't know if Goussons made this, but if it did, oh my God, how to resist. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Okay, they have done these ribbon, lace, whatever, ribbon bags in the past, different shapes. They have dedicated bags to ribbons often. Some look better than others. This is not the first. The whole collection, Fall Winter 25, is dedicated to bows, ribbons. In fact, here's one just floating off of the dress and there as well. And then, but I'm not a fan of this. Maybe because it's too girly, but not in a innovative, youthful, fresh way. Just looks a bit dated to me. Kev says these bow bags are diabolic. So Kev, do you like them or you don't like diabolic in a good way or in a bad way? Yeah, Kelly Carrick says it's overdone. Yeah, we've seen it quite a bit. We've seen it often. Kind of to celebrate the bows and these ribbons, this classic Chanel thing. I'm wearing a brooch from their Métier d'Art 2021/22 Le 19M collection, where it's kind of a symbol. This Maltese Byzance cross is held together by gold ribbon that is kind of laced through the entire brooch, but it's a golden kind of lace bow. You can see it kind of how it twirls around every glass pearl or every crystal. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Kev says bad childish way. Yeah, the bows are, yeah, very amateur. They look amateur. It does look like Zara, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, Maji thinks it says it's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, this is a very bizarre one. By the way, here's the boot version of that interesting shoe. I'm not a fan of this as a boot. I prefer it as, you know, as a slingback. But as a pump, I would prefer it the most. But slingback, second best. Boot, cute, but no. But cute if you're going to wear this outside. I'm just thinking about the slingback to wear it indoors. But if you're going to wear it outside, more power to you. Love this little Victorian vibe. This bag is bizarre. Okay, it's bizarre because of this funky, heavy, huge, unproportionate chain at the bottom that makes the whole bag expand. It's so bizarre. Anya says the boot is very Les Mis. Yeah, very Les Miserables. Like, yeah, Kev says, I kind of like the bag without the chain trim. So I can't like go, I see I'm cut off here. But I mean, if I were to cover the chain, it would just be a little tiny baglet. I would also prefer it without the chain trim. That chain trim makes no sense to me. A bit too much, you know? It's too, the proportions are off. It doesn't harmonize nicely. It's kind of vulgar, is what I'm saying. Next. These cutouts with the bows. Oh my God, so tacky. Okay, so believe it or not, this is a necklace, but it's actually a crossbody bag, which is why they put it crossbody and not around the neck as a necklace, because this big pearl here is a bag. And that little cut that you see down there is to swivel it open like this. It's the hinge. We've seen Chanel do these little pearl bags. Also, I found it very funny how you've all seen, and if you haven't, I'm gonna tell you, there's quite a few of those fake VIP gift bags out there, pearl bags from Chanel. They're not real, you know, pre-loved secondhand websites, what have you, and then they say, oh, this was a VIP gift, and then it's like a plastic pearl, and they say it's Chanel, but it's not. But I feel like Chanel now took that to make their authentic version and turned it into a crossbody bag. But this looks, I mean, if it wasn't for this double C here, like this is, it could be Moschino. You guys are saying in the chats it could be Zara. Naked Eye says Chanel cannot do Zara clothing and bags. Too tacky. Hello Kitty says Kev. Gold Cat Studios. It's giving Hello Kitty. There you go. Johnny loves it though. Naked Eye says no, thank you. Looks like a Christmas bauble or a boulet. Pardon me. I mean, it is what it is. Not for me. And then this cutout bow. What a mess. No. Okay, moving on. We were discussing this during the fashion show, how we love this interesting degradé, the fade from this transparent, translucent chiffon silk into a spray denim effect. But I'm not going to show you the shirt today. I'm focused on the belt. Okay, this belt is huge. It's giving me Y2K, but it's also giving me 70s, 60s. And I mean, it's so huge that they had to put 4 double C's, which is a little bit tacky. They didn't have to put 4 double C's, okay. But I kind of still love it. It's real, Melissa. Melissa's asking, is it AI generated? No, it's not. It's real. The belt is underneath the shirt. The shirt is translucent. Cecilia is asking, why is it hidden under the shirt? I kind of like the idea that it's hidden under the shirt and you see it and you don't see it. I love this effect. This is an effect, by the way, a little tidbit of pop culture and cinema history for you guys. This is an effect that Alfred Hitchcock would use often to create more mystery in a scene. If a character would be coming out of the bathroom in the background, he would have a kind of like a similar texture to this, like a gauze. That would create a smoky vibe, and the person would be behind it, and they would look like this, slightly undefined, to create mystery, but you wouldn't know that there's that gauze in front. And so this is kind of the Hitchcock effect, but done on clothing. Find it very interesting. We're going to put a pin in this. We'll get back to this particular shape in another piece of accessory. Moving on. Munchkin bag again, and again it has a chain and the chain is stuffed inside, so there's no space for anything else if you carry the chain inside the bag, and the chain is not detachable. They're going to make these in a gazillion different colorways. There's going to be the metallics, there's going to be the lambskin version that are not metallic. You can get a black one, you can get a red one, pink one, whatever. And how much is this going to cost? I also think it's going to be around 2,500, 3,000. You know what? I think at least 3,000. I think at least 3,000. I think Chanel is too late to the game with these. Other brands have done it much better. I have a Vivienne Westwood little munchkin bag called the Mini Linda. Listen, Linda, such a cutie patootie. Was $400 like full price, then I got it on sale for like $200 or even less. And it's leather. That's a price. Okay, $200, not 3,000 or however much this is going to cost. So this is a no for me, but it was worth showing because I do believe it has a little turn lock and it is mimicking the Timeless Classic, except it has the top handle, which is not very Timeless Classic of it. We'll go. Moving on to the next picture. The quail egg bag, again, a little bit more of a close-up for us to see. You can put your hard-boiled quail eggs in there or your pills. The ring is kind of cute. I think these come in different sizes. It's not fine jewelry, it's costume jewelry though. So be careful, if you sweat with this, you might oxidize it a bit. Moving on to the next picture. I like that the chain is short. I told you to put a pin on it or in it Yes, this gargantuan piece is also available as a necklace. It's ugly, but I want it. It looks cheap, but I want it. And also, I love this center thing. It looks like a rotary telephone. You can, you know. And then these 4 double C's are tacky. They could have just done something else, but it's ugly, but I want it. And I want it because it's huge. And then I want to wear it on top of a t-shirt or something, not on bare skin. Or could you imagine it on this white shirt? I mean, look how tiny this brooch is compared to that. Like this brooch is the size of the rotary little piece, right? So around this brooch, imagine like all of this hanging off my neck. It's ugly, but I kind of want it, okay? So this thing is also going to cost you probably, I have not received prices yet, $3,000 to $4,000, I think is going to be the price for this because it's quite big and Chanel loves to overcharge. So maybe even more, maybe 5,000. You know. Monarch says this looks like the belt to me. It's too big for a belt. No, Monarch. So let me explain to you how it works with Chanel. When they create their costume jewelry, they have certain topics for every season, 4 or 5. They go through the specific highlights and they create the entire range for that highlight. So this particular piece, they're going to make it as a belt. They're going to make it as a necklace. It's probably too big, but if you turn it like this, they might even make it rounded as a cuff. It's a thing they do. That's what Chanel does. So this is a necklace. What you've seen earlier is a belt. Just to be very clear, that's what they do. That's what they've been doing for decades. So it doesn't surprise me at all, but it has a bib vibe. Yeah, Melissa, it's a bib. It's bibbish. Now, if this were also a brooch, that would be interesting. It would be a really chunky brooch, though. Moving on to the next one, but ugly, but I want it. Okay. Okay. Now, this is ugly. And I mean ugly, and I don't want it. This is uglier than, in my opinion, than even what Zara could make. This, I mean, this is H&M. No, this is even worse than, I don't know what the hell this is. This is disgusting. This is like that meme of that lady that comes into the room where the little girls are live streaming and one of them didn't flush the toilet. She's like, which one of yous left the shit in the toilet? Well, it was one of yous. Disgusting. That's what this is. Oh my God, is this bad? And you know it's going to cost like $30,000 because it's a minodier. And this is kind of the only chunkier minodier that they have this collection. They always have one that is like highlight of the season. And they're always a little bit tacky, but this is really on another level of tacky. So their minodiers lately have been around about $23,000 and they go up in price every year. So this one is going to be like 25 to 30,000, I believe. Yeah. No, this is really ugly. Ugly. But yeah, oh yeah, we love the shirt cuff though. Yeah, that's beautiful. But some people love it. Oh, Kelly says Timu or Temu. Yeah, Cardi B would say, "What is that?" So Corey says, as my grandma would say, "That's ugly as sin." A bedazzled project gone wrong says style by Chrissy. And Nicole Pancake says, I'll take the pirate shirt. Leave the bag. LOL. So there you go. Deborah C likes it. Maggie likes it. Alina Poe says, it looks like it's made by Bijou Brigitte. Moving on to the next one. So if you got your $25,000 to $30,000 hanging around, treat yourself. Next. Okay. It's not the first time we've seen Chanel do weird heels. It's not the first time we've seen them do like pearl heels. We've seen it. They've done this a gazillion times. However, what is new about this particular heel is that they have that etched in double C in contrasting black, just to, show off even more the logo. And they kind of pushed the pearl more inwards, so you have that kind of little zigzag moment there, which I kind of like. I like the dynamics of it. You feel like you could break at any moment. I mean, it is Chanel. It is a experimental heel. It might break at any moment, allegedly. But yeah, it's very Karl Lagerfeld 2010. It's a little bit like, okay, been there, done that. For all of the I know exactly who's going to buy these and wear them and post them to Instagram. And it ain't going to look pretty. You've been warned. Suit yourself. Suit yourself. It's a no from me, but we'll go. The luxury bucket list says it's going to be me. Oh, Corey says they scream mug me. Naked Eye says no way. To each their own. To each their own. And I believe, because it's leather, the boot is relatively high. $2,500 to $3,000, I think, is going to be the price of these. I'm just speculating here, going off how much they would charge for these things currently. But it does have a bit of a fakeish vibe about it, yeah. The leather looks good, though, strangely, for once. I like the kind of the shine of it here. The leather looks kind of okay. At least that. Moving on to the next picture, but it was worth showing because, And then we have this little munchkin. Also really short chain. I kind of like the short chain, though. The short chain is cute. Cute. And this is a square. It's a square version. So we had the quail egg. We had the little globe. And now we have the square. I'm just thinking what to put in this thing. I mean, we'll go. And I gotta say, though, if I'm perfectly honest, between the elliptical, the round, and the square, I think my favorite one is the square. I already talked about this hideous dress during the review of the show, so I'm not going to talk about it again. But okay, hear me out. Because it's a joke. It's a conversation starter. So let's say you're going to an event, a dinner, a soiree of sorts. Okay, so this one, so the round one, if you put it on a table, it's going to roll over. It's going to roll to the side. It's never going to have that moment. It's never going to be positioned the way you want it really to be positioned. But this one stands there like a little cube of ice, like a little sweet, like a little treat. So this one is more suited for promotional purposes, like you just put it on a table. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This one is giving me more like, let me put it on my table at dinner. And it's not going to roll over. It's not going to roll away like the round ones would. Alina Poe says it can fit her patients. There you go. Next picture. And this is the last picture that I have for you. This is taken from the Chanel International Instagram account. So go check them out. Okay. I saved, you be the judge. Did I save the best for last or the worst for last? You know how Virginie, when she was at Chanel, she was peddling that notion of the readers club, and all of the rich ladies would fly in every fashion show and they would sit at 31 Rue Cambon. They would read books together and they would invite a poet. this is like making fun of that, I feel, because obviously this is not a real pencil. Obviously, this person doesn't use this to write. So it's not like they have a pencil behind their ear because they're so busy and intellectual, they're writing all day long. This is kind of a joke, like saying, I'm dumb as a breadcrumb, but I'm gonna fake it, okay? I'm gonna like walk around like I have a little pencil. And this squishes your ear, makes you look like Dumbo, and then take away the O and just leave the rest of the word. That's how you're gonna look when you wear this. Dumbo minus the O. Because it's like what are you trying to what is this? It's like making fun of people who actually do read and write. Because this bimbo doesn't read and write, but she puts a fake pencil on her ear to act like she reads and writes. I think this is offensive to poets and writers. I don't find this cute or funny. I think this is stupid. And I can imagine somebody sitting there at the Chanel costume jewelry being like, I did this. This is like, okay, I did that. Oh, my girl. I would not run around the blog, the fashion blog, screaming at the high heavens that you did this, because this is embarrassing. Okay. This is embarrassing. Just no. Yeah, I see they did the cute thing of putting the pearl in the back like it's the eraser. And it looks like they've used up the pencil that's usually longer. So they used up the pencil and they used the eraser. Like this person actually writes. This person actually uses the eraser like they've actually used this because they're intellectual and intelligent. Girl, give me a break. Shaban says, so much of this just feels like AI typed in bows, pearls, cutesy pencils, voila. And this is an interesting comment, Shaban, because we were talking about this with Corey just a couple of months ago when Virginie Vial left, June of 2024. There was a lot of speculation behind the scenes that one of the reasons that Virginie was not really happy being there, allegedly, was because the Baconator was pushing forth with their marketing team more AI implementation in the design and creation of certain items and their fashion. And it's interesting that you guys are pointing out that you feel like this could be an AI image. And this is why we had the comment also earlier. I think Melissa was saying, I can't believe like the belt underneath that shirt, it looks like AI. You see how we are now so subjected to this AI technology and aspect of media that now we are no longer secure of ourselves. We don't know if what our eyes show us is the truth or not. So we're standing here in front of this thinking to ourselves, wait, hold on a minute. Did Chanel actually make this? Did they photograph this? Or is this some person who made an AI generated image and is saying that it's Chanel? Well, I can tell you that from Chanel's own runway images, I have seen the model wear this. So this actually really did hit the runway. So let me know. Let me know your thoughts down below. These were the close-ups of some of the highlights of accessories for the Fall-Winter 2025 Chanel Pret-à-Porter collection, designed by the in-house atelier. Let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe. Let's get to 100K subbies and never give up on love. Thumb up the video. Bye.